Top 8 Mysteries of Atlantis, the Lost City. Welcome to today's video. In this fascinating adventure, we will delve into the mysterious and mythical world of Atlantis, the legendary island that has been intertwined with captivating stories in human culture and history. Some believe Atlantis to be an actual historical location, while others view it as a mythical tale. Atlantis has also influenced popular media through films and animations like Aquaman, Atlantis: The Lost Empire, Little Mermaid, each presenting its own unique take on Atlantis, from an advanced and intricate island to an underwater city or an enigmatic ancient civilization. Whether real or not, the allure of Atlantis keeps us spellbound with its wondrous tales. To delve deeper into Atlantis, in this video, we will explore the top 8 most famous mysteries of Atlantis, from theories about its location, the advanced technologies that the Atlanteans were said to possess, to the secret of its catastrophic demise. Let's embark on this marvelous journey together to learn more about one of the greatest mysteries in human history, Atlantis. Rest assured that these intriguing pieces of information will immerse you in a world full of mystique and curiosity. Let's get started. Top 8. The origin of Atlantis. Atlantis, also spelled as Atlantis or Atlantica, is a legendary island said to be in the Atlantic Ocean, west of the Strait of Gibraltar. The main source of this legend is found in the works of Timaeus and Critias, written by Plato about 360 BCE. According to Critias' account in Plato's works, ancient Athens appeared to represent a perfect society, while Atlantis stands as its opponent, representing the antithesis of the ideal traits described in the work. Critias claims that his account of ancient Athens and Atlantis came from the Egyptian visit of the Athenian lawgiver Solon in the 6th century BCE. According to Critias, the ancient Greek gods divided the land so that each deity could possess a portion. Poseidon chose to establish the island of Atlantis according to his own preferences. This island was larger than both Libya and Asia combined. The Egyptians described Atlantis as an island with a width of about 700 kilometers or 435 miles, consisting mostly of mountains in the northern parts along the coastline and encompassing a large elongated plain in the south. Here, there was a native woman whom Poseidon fell in love with and fathered 5 pairs of twin sons. The eldest of these sons, Atlas, was appointed as the legitimate king of the entire island and the ocean, now known as the Atlantic Ocean. And he was also granted the mountain where he was born and the surrounding area as his domain. Atlas's twin, called Gaderas or Imilus in Greek, was given the extreme eastern part of the island. The other 4 twin pairs, Amperes and Evaemon, Menesius and Autothon, Elasippus and Mestor, and Azaeus and the Epipus, ruled over and were the ancestral chiefs of the divergent island realm. Poseidon carved the mountain in the inland into a palace and surrounded it with 3 concentric circles of increasing width, separated by corresponding rings of land. The people of Atlantis then built causeway from the mountain to the north, creating a route to the rest of the island. They dug a large canal leading to the sea, and along the causeway were tunnels carved into the rock rings to allow ships to enter the city around the mountain. They carved docks from the stone walls of the moats. Each entrance to the city was protected by gates and towers, and each circle of the city was surrounded by a wall. The walls were constructed using red, white, and black stones quarried from the moats and were covered with copper, tin, and orichalcum, respectively. Due to the protection of Poseidon and other gods, the people of Atlantis possessed extraordinary powers, but this very fact made them more arrogant and angered the gods. Therefore, a sudden and catastrophic deluge submerged Atlantis beneath the sea. According to Plato, the civilization of Atlantis existed 9,000 years before him and far surpassed the advancement of its time. Because of this information, the legends and myths of Atlantis have captured people's attention and have been passed down through many generations. Furthermore, it cannot be denied that the culture of Atlantis has left its traces in various countries and continents up to the present day. Top 7. The Mystery of Atlantis Energy Field. The Dialogues, Timaeus and Critias, written by Plato around 360 BCE, discuss Atlantis. Over time, It has captured the imagination of people worldwide, and numerous theories and speculations about its existence and nature have emerged. In these books, Plato describes Atlantis as a powerful and advanced civilization that existed approximately 9,000 years before his time. According to Plato, the people of Atlantis possessed energy crystals and could harness unique energy sources. While these elements may be considered fictional and mythical, they contribute to making the island even more mysterious and intriguing. According to some legends, Atlantis was said to utilize special energy crystals capable of efficiently collecting and storing energy. These crystals were believed to power the entire island, from lighting to advanced industrial and technological structures. Moreover, Atlantis had advanced energy navigation technology that allowed them to harness energy from the surrounding environment efficiently and sustainably. In addition to energy crystals, Atlantis was purportedly illuminated and powered its structures using powerful electromagnetic and magnetic fields. Top 6. The mystery of the scientific civilization in Atlantis. In the legends of Atlantis, the scientific advancement of this island is often described as sophisticated and groundbreaking compared to Plato's era, who wrote about Atlantis in the 4th century BCE. Below are some mysteries about the imaginative scientific civilization of Atlantis. Regarding energy technology, Atlantis is described as having advanced energy technologies, capable of harnessing natural and cosmic energy sources. They use special energy crystals to provide electricity and energy for the entire island. Concerning architectural engineering, the people of Atlantis were believed to possess advanced and sophisticated architectural techniques. They constructed complex structures, cities, and advanced irrigation systems. Moreover, they had the ability to utilize natural elements such as fire, water, earth, and air to build and protect the island. This is the reason why, to this day, the structure of Atlantis remains unexplained with its 5 concentric circles featuring intricate and grandiose architectural marvels built from stone, limestone, or other building resources. The advanced scientific civilization also enabled Atlantis to design and implement efficient electromechanical and hydraulic systems. Regarding the fusion of scientific and religious achievements, Atlantis is often described as having a unique fusion of science and religion. The people of Atlantis believed that science and spirituality were one, and they incorporated spiritual principles into their scientific research and technological applications. Furthermore, some legends suggest that Atlantis not only existed on Earth but also had connections to another planet. They explored and ventured into other planets within the universe. Top 5. The mystery of Atlantis' power. The mystery of the powers of the people of Atlantis is one of the factors that attracts curiosity and inspires many myths and legends. There are myths that suggest the people of Atlantis possess special psychic abilities, allowing them to communicate and establish connections with animals and nature. They could understand and interact with different animal species, receiving greetings, warnings of danger, or identifying needs for assistance. This ability enabled the people of Atlantis to live in harmony with nature and create balance and harmony in the living environment. They could use this psychic power to maintain a harmonious, respectful, and positive interaction with the surrounding living beings. Furthermore, the people of Atlantis are described as having the ability to control and interact with natural elements such as water, fire, earth, and air. They could manipulate the flow of rivers, create rain, or calm storms. They could generate fire without any physical source and utilize it as a tool or weapon. They had an intimate and harmonious connection with the natural elements. Particularly, they could cope with natural disasters like earthquakes, tsunamis, or storms. The extraordinary powers of the people of Atlantis allowed them to easily protect their land and inhabitants. Top 4. Did the people of Atlantis truly live alongside the gods? The legends of Atlantis often depict this people as having a close relationship with the gods. The inhabitants of Atlantis were considered to be descendants of the gods or have a special connection to the world of mythology. One of the gods frequently mentioned in the legends of Atlantis is Poseidon, who is regarded as the god of the seas, oceans, and rivers. According to some myths, Poseidon was the founder of Atlantis and assisted its people in building their majestic city. He is also seen as the protector of Atlantis, ensuring the prosperity of the land. Besides Poseidon, there are other myths that mention the people of Atlantis living alongside other gods, such as Zeus, Athena, or Hades from Greek mythology. These gods may be seen as benevolent forces, bringing luck and power to the people of Atlantis. However, Atlantis is a legendary land, and there is no concrete evidence to confirm its existence or the coexistence of its people with the gods. Top 3. The mystery of the living creatures in Atlantis. In addition to the mysteries surrounding the power, energy, and people of Atlantis, the living creatures in Atlantis also pique our curiosity. According to the legends, the creatures in Atlantis were incredibly mystical and unique. The marine creatures in Atlantis are often described as strange aquatic animals, and their colors and shapes differ from those we see on Earth. According to some myths, the creatures in Atlantis had the ability to live forever or had longer lifespans than ordinary beings. These creatures possessed spiritual powers or special abilities and were regarded as protectors or even gods of Atlantis. This unique aspect may have contributed to Atlantis becoming a society of legends and myths. Another hypothesis that archaeologists and scientists have found at alleged Atlantis ruins is the discovery of fossilized remains of elephants and other creatures presumed to have lived during the time of Atlantis as mentioned by Plato. Although no definitive confirmation has been made, this remains a piece of specific evidence related to Atlantis from past times until now. Top 2. The reasons behind Atlantis' disappearance. The disappearance of Atlantis remains a major mystery in history and culture. Currently, there is no specific historical or mainstream scientific evidence to confirm the existence or disappearance of Atlantis. However, one of the most popular legends about the disappearance of Atlantis originates from the works of the Greek philosopher Plato. In his two dialogues, Timaeus and Critias, Plato describes Atlantis as a prosperous and advanced nation, but later, Atlantis is attacked and destroyed by the sudden deluge, causing everything on the island to sink into the ocean and vanish. Some theories suggest that the people of Atlantis possessed extraordinary powers, leading them to become arrogant and excessively ambitious, believing that they could rival or even surpass the gods. As a result, the gods punished Atlantis for the pride and hubris of its people, deciding to submerge the entire island into the ocean in a single night, making it completely disappear. Conflict and war with other powers are also given as reasons for the disappearance of Atlantis. In some accounts, Atlantis is attacked or engaged in war with external forces. These conflicts and wars may have led to the destruction and disappearance of Atlantis. Top 1. Mystery of Atlantis' location. Many proposed locations share some characteristics of the Atlantis story, such as a lost civilization, a catastrophic end, and a relevant time period, but no location has been convincingly proven to be the historical Atlantis. As mentioned at the beginning of the video, according to Plato, Atlantis was located in the Atlantic Ocean, west of the Strait of Gibraltar. However, up to now, no specific evidence has been found in this region. Other theories have suggested distant locations, such as the South Pole, Indonesia, the Caribbean, Santorini, etc., as the true location of Atlantis. The submerged island of Spartel near the Strait of Gibraltar aligns with some elements in Plato's account, including its location and the date of submergence mentioned in Critias. Santorini. Santorini, also known as Thera in classical Greece, is an island located in the southern Aegean Sea, approximately 200 kilometers or 120 miles southeast of mainland Greece. It is the largest island of a small circular archipelago that shares its name and is the remnant of a volcanic caldera. This island was the site of the largest volcanic eruptions in recorded history, known as the Minoan eruption, sometimes referred to as the Thera eruption, which occurred around 3,600 years ago at the peak of the Minoan civilization. The eruption left behind a massive volcanic caldera surrounded by layers of the ash hundreds of meters deep. Among those who believe in a historical Atlantis, a common hypothesis is that the story of Atlantis' destruction was inspired by the massive volcanic eruptions on the island of Santorini in the Mediterranean during the Minoan period. Off the eastern coast of Cyprus, Robert Sarmas, an American architect, claimed to have definitely found the lost city of Atlantis on November 14, 2004. He stated that by using sonar scanning, he was able to locate artificial walls that matched the description of the structure described by Plato. The site lies at the depth of 1,500 meters beneath the Mediterranean Sea between Cyprus and Syria. Tantalus, Manisa, Turkey. British archaeologist Peter James took a clue from Plato's mention of King Tantalus and investigated the city of Tantalus in the province of Manisa, Turkey. Apart from the striking similarity in the names of both places, many inscriptions and ancient writings from this region align with the story of Atlantis. Tantalus, once a prosperous city-state, was destroyed when a powerful earthquake occurred, causing a lake to flood the city. The Black Sea. In the region of the Black Sea, at least 3 locations have been proposed: Bosporus, Sinope, and Ankoma, a legendary site near Trabzon. The nearby Sea of Azov was also suggested as another location in 2003. Several islands or island groups in the Atlantic Oceans have also been identified as potential sites, notably the Azores Islands in the middle of the Atlantic Oceans that belong to Portugal, and some Caribbean islands. In Northern Europe, Sweden, by Olof Rudbeck in Atlant, 1672 to 1702. Ireland and the North Sea has been proposed. Swedish geographer Ulf Erlingsson combined the North Sea and Ireland in a comprehensive hypothesis. Areas in the Pacific and Indian Oceans have also been suggested, including Indonesia, Malaysia, or both, referred to as Sundaland, and stories of a lost continent off the coast of India called Kumari Kandang have drawn similarities to Atlantis. Even Cuba has been suggested as a possible location. The Canary Islands have also been identified as a feasible location west of the Strait of Gibraltar but close to the Mediterranean Sea. Some believe that Atlantis extended from the west coast of Spain to Central America. German researchers Siegfried and Christian Schoppe identified the location of Atlantis in the Black Sea. Before 5500 BCE, there was a vast plain in the northwest with a former freshwater lake. The Pillars of Hercules resemble the Bosphorus Strait. Cuba. Recent underwater discoveries off the western coast of Cuba have sparked speculations about the potential connection between Atlantis and Cuba. However, even before these discoveries were made public, author Andrew Collins had explored this connection in a book titled Gateway to Atlantis. Collins supported his hypothesis with a plethora of indirect yet compelling historical and geographical evidence. Ultimately, he proposed the present-day Isle of Youth and the shallow seabed surrounding it as the plausible location for Atlantis. Indonesia. Professor Aricio Nunes dos Santos, a nuclear physics PhD, free docent, and professor of nuclear physics at the Federal University of Minas Gerais, Brazil, has been researching Atlantis for nearly 30 years, pointing out that Atlantis has never been found because we have all been searching in the wrong place. According to Professor Santos, the reason for this is that when Plato mentioned the Atlantic Ocean, he was not referring to the modern-day Atlantic Ocean that we know, but rather the entire ocean surrounding Europe and Africa. Therefore, Professor Santos concludes that Atlantis is actually located in the Indian Pacific Ocean, which is considered the eastern extension of the modern Atlantic Ocean. Despite the common view among other experts that continents cannot sink, Professor Santos has sought to discover the entire submerged continent in the Indonesian region, which he identifies with the lost continent of Atlantis, as depicted in detailed maps published on his Atlantis website. In February 2005, Remy J. Ross, an independent researcher based in Canberra, declared to the world that he had found a lost city in the lost continent of Malaysia. A well-funded expedition is currently underway with the participation of a large ground team and satellites, From the Malaysian Remote Sensing Center, or MAKERS, the Malaysian Museum and Antiquities Department have been instructed to report on their findings before August 2005. The South Pole. According to this new hypothesis, about 12,000 years ago, the South Pole region was devoid of ice and humans could have lived there. Quoting Professor Vanessa Bowman from the British Antarctic Survey, The Sun reported, 100 million years ago, the South Pole was covered in a tropical forest similar to the ones that exist in New Zealand today. Supporters of the scientific theories related to Earth's crust movement believe that the South Pole could have been the home of the city of Atlantis, where the Atlanteans, descendants of divine beings as described by Plato, lived until the last ice age. One piece of evidence cited is the ancient maps drawn by famous Turkish admiral Piri Reis in 1513, which detailed the coastline of the South Pole hundreds of years before it was discovered by European explorers and was not covered by ice. However, many scholars have challenged and questioned the authenticity of this map. In early 2016, images provided by NASA's Operation Icebridge spacecraft revealed traces of human civilization at the South Pole. The appearance of gigantic pyramids amid the ice in the South Pole on Google Earth imagery is also considered to be a human-made architectural structure. The Sahara Eye. According to Sputnik News, in a video that attracted over 500,000 views in just 2 days, blogger Jimmy Bright claimed that the Dritchet structure, a circular geological formation in northwest Sahara, also known as the Sahara Eye, is the most probable location of Atlantis' existence. Based on the description of the legendary city of Atlantis in the renowned dialogues of ancient Greek philosopher Plato, Jimmy believes he has found the correct location of Atlantis. According to Plato's account, Atlantis was an ancient and powerful empire, stretching from Europe to Africa and Egypt. It was a highly advanced civilization that was purportedly obliterated from the planet in a single night by a catastrophic tsunami and intense earthquakes. According to Jimmy, the outer diameter of the Dritchet geological structure, as measured on Google Maps, is 23.5 kilometers, which aligns with Plato's measurements of Atlantis, 127 stadia, approximately 23.5 kilometers. Another factor supporting Jimmy's belief that he has found the mythical city is that the Sahara Eye matches Plato's description. Plato wrote that Atlantis included concentric circles of land and water, which closely resembles the circular shape of the Dritchet structure. Scientists who have surveyed the area have confirmed the presence of water remnants, and fossils of elephants have been unearthed around this geological feature, matching Plato's description of a region inhabited by many elephants. It can be said that, up until now, the speculation has been that Atlantis did not sink beneath the ocean floor but rather exists as the Sahara Eye in Africa. In the video, Top 8 Most Mysterious Aspects of Atlantis, we have uncovered fascinating and captivating elements related to the legendary land of Atlantis. From the myths surrounding Atlantis' disappearance to imaginative depictions of living creatures and the spiritual capabilities of its people, we have witnessed the tremendous allure of this story in art and culture. Whether real or not, Atlantis remains a subject that piques curiosity and spreads the marvel of the human soul. The legends of Atlantis have retained their allure throughout the centuries, inspiring imagination and opening doors to exploration. Regardless of whether we believe in the existence of Atlantis or not, we cannot deny the power of this legend in conveying messages of respect and consideration in life. Let's continue to immerse ourselves in the world of Atlantis, where prosperity and wonder harmoniously coexist in our myths and imagination. Thank you for watching this video, and we hope it has brought you enjoyable and insightful moments. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell not to miss out on our upcoming intriguing videos. See you again in the next adventures on our channel.